from the AOK production house because we're just that good. Studio number 2. I am Nick O'Kelly.
I don't know if I want to come into that, Nick. Start over.
The man, the myth, the legend.
I'm Derek Daisy.
Yes,
hey.
Indeed. Here he is.
Hello.
As always. It's just like you're here all the time. According to our audience.
I'm here 2 hours a week. 2 hours a week.
Welcome to the show. We have a very special guest this evening, and I just realized I don't have your last name, but Daniel.
Yeah, hi, I'm Daniel Rich.
Rich?
Yeah.
Like Richie Rich.
Yeah.
Richie Rich, absolutely.
Are you rich?
In spirit.
We're going to ask very uncomfortable questions here tonight.
Yeah, I know. Get
absolutely.
ready. Because if you're rich, we need a loan.
Oh, man, I'm on the edge of my seat.
We're trying to make some money.
We're looking for sponsorships
yeah,
here.
So
you're kind of under the gun.
Yeah. Your last name kind of led us to believe that maybe you might have money to give us.
Ooh, we'll see later in the show.
Okay. All right.
Excellent.
Throw out the Benjamins.
Very, very good. No, Daniel, you are part of the Flowertown Players, or at least directing for them, yes?
Yes. Well, more specifically, I'm part of the Flowertown Underground, which is a extension of the Flowertown Players. It's I would describe it as more of a it's more for college-age students to kind of experience theater outside of school and to do more, let's say, edgier, even though I don't like that word edgy, but like more provocative theater that maybe mainstream audiences aren't really into.
Living life on the edge.
Yes.
I like it.
Wow.
And actually, I'm glad you said that, because I was going to ask you what the big... I don't think I've seen an underground play. I've been to a lot of the main plays. So, is this a new situation?
No, we've been operating, I think, for about, I want to say 6 years now, 7 years. It's been kind of trying to put my words right, because I don't want to be like, we just no
no judgment.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So it's been
we're judging a little.
Yeah, kind of a weird situation. We've been trying to find our identity as a theater space within the Flowertown Players, I guess you would probably say. Yeah. And so we spent a lot of that time on their main stage, actually. Like, we spent about half the time we existed on their main stage. So there may have been a chance that you have come and seen a show and not realize that it was actually a Flowertown Underground show versus a regular Flowertown Players show.
Interesting.
And does that offend you, Nick?
And
I do feel like it's terrible advertising. I thought I was getting the A team. What is this B team garbage? No, I'm kidding.
I'm already offended. No, because they did. Jeremy was telling us a couple of episodes ago that they have recently, I guess, purchased the black box kind of studio situation. Is that?
Well, so we are renting out a studio-esque location that is behind the theater, and we just recently renovated it to become a more performance-ready space. And in fact, after the show 12 Angry Men, we're planning on adding some more renovations to it. But the idea was to create a cool black box space that gave the directors and stuff freedom to set their show or to do their play however they envisioned. And I would say maybe we do a lot more stripped down theater. Like, it's the main stage has all the glitz and glamour, but we're like the bare essentials. We are the ugly truth, as I like to call it.
Well, it's not ugly, I'm sure.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, it can be sometimes.
Okay, all right. Well,
that's life. Right?
Well, I mean, it's 12 Angry Men. So
are they ugly angry men?
Or,
yeah. We're on the same wavelength here.
Yeah,
that's my concept. They all have skin conditions.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah. Are they qualified to be judging for this person's life?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the plays.
I'm sorry.
Oh man, I wasn't expecting sound effects.
He's the one with the buttons.
Yeah, I have a lot of them.
Get ready.
They are
like
very much.
Yeah.
Oh.
So choose your words wisely.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Please
Go.
put the gun down.
There is not a gun in here, just in case anyone thought that. But
give
there
us your
might be.
money.
No.
Yeah.
Let's go, Rich.
But if there were a gun in here,
I would ask for your wallet. No.
So I guess to kind of like give people an idea, the whole play centers around this. It's called it's defined as like a courtroom drama. That's what the genre would be. But I feel like it's more of a whodunit, except like we are under the impression that we already know who did it, and like we're just here to convict them, and then you slowly kind of like unpack all these interesting things about the case, and through that you learn everyone's sort of motive or sort of reason for their beliefs and stuff like that. It very much opposite. Nope, that's not the right word. It very much operates, I feel, in opposite of most plays, whereas most plays, you get your characters, you know who your characters are, you know why they're doing this, and then you get your problem.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas 12 Angry Men, you have your problem. It's this one person who doesn't think this guy's guilty, and then through that problem, you get your characters, and once you understand all the characters, then like you solve the problem. It's kind of like it's understanding how personal prejudice and other ulterior motives could affect something like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Unpacking the psychology of these characters from the point of view of the problem. So the 12 Angry Men then is the jury.
Yes, the jury.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Have you not seen it?
No.
Oh, it's great.
You've seen this?
I've seen it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, it's good.
He said he really wanted to go. I didn't know he had seen it.
Oh, well, I haven't seen theirs. I've seen the story.
Right, that's what I mean.
Play out. Yeah.
Well, I am looking forward to seeing this. I plan to go with my wife, so very cool.
You. Yeah. I would enjoy having you. It's a very interesting concept the way we do it too. I think I should expound upon that because traditionally this play it's in 2 acts. They have an intermission in between, Act 1 and Act 2, right. And it's all on a stage. And so to kind of when I first read the play, my first initial thought is like, why is there an intermission? Like one of the driving forces of the play is like, we can't leave. Like we're stuck here until we make a decision.
Right. Yeah.
And so it felt disingenuous while I was reading it to be like, there's this big emotional moment that happens that sort of signals the end of Act 1. And then they just like stop the play and are like, all right, everyone can get off the ride for a little bit. Whereas like I took out that intermission and kind of allowed it to continue because I feel like it helps drive home the point that we're all stuck in the room with them.
Yeah.
And then another sort of interesting thing is that we are doing it in the round, so it kind of gives you this fly on the wall vibe,
right?
And it really does like help with the energy. There are some spots in the theater where like you could sit and you could see everything or a lot of great character interactions, and then there are some spots where you see and you're like face to face when like things go down and it's like right in your face. And it's such a great way to create moments for people and to give people who all pay the same price a different experience of the show.
Do you is it kind of like wrestling where they get so pissed off and they just grab a guy and throw him into the audience, and it just every night you don't know where they're going to throw someone?
I mean, you know what?
Yes, exactly like that.
12 Angry Men.
We're going to scrap my concept. That's 12 angry wrestlers.
I like it. We took out the intermission and we hired 12 wrestlers. Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
It's great. Well, I think it gets... so I guess to kind of relate those 2 points, I mean, wrestling is theater, and wrestling's a lot about getting those audience reactions and making sure if you're the bad guy, you're going to be like, the place I'm performing here sucks, or the place the sport team sucks.
I'm going to take you down, brother. I know it. Yeah.
And I think when we put it in the realm like that, we get a better opportunity to work audience reactions versus having them all sort of I feel like it's almost impersonal to watch it on a stage because it's like you're watching it's like watching a picture or something like that. You're not seeing what's going on or feeling it.
It's like being in the courtroom, I guess. Court TV.
Absolutely.
Shall we say.
Oh, man.
In real life.
Yeah.
If Court TV sold tickets... Judge Judy. Still haven't figured out if she's real.
I think she's real. She makes money.
Like...
she signs the checks.
She's a real person.
Okay. So initially, I thought you meant like a mythical beast.
Are those real? Is it Springer style, or are these real cases? I just don't know.
Well, I think they're real. I mean, some of the stuff is so stupid and trivial. He stepped on my homework. All right, $3,600.
Yeah.
Don't do that again.
Are you having your actors watch Judge Judy to get prepared?
Yeah, I think that's the most important. Or Judge Brown.
Yes.
Oh man, maybe I should. Honestly, there's no greater purveyor of justice in the world than Miss Judge Judy.
That's right.
She's a Supreme Court justice, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I don't know that much, dude. I'm only on season 2, Judge Judy. Okay, I'm sorry.
If they ever put that on Netflix,
I know it's over. Seeing 6 airs.
This show won't be on anymore.
Yeah, we'll be binging all 100 million episodes.
I know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, when do they stop?
Yeah. I wish I had the People's Court sound effect, but I don't.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to get sued.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thanks, though.
So let's take a quick step back, though.
Okay.
Did you choose this play? Did they ask you to direct? How did you get into doing this particular play?
So I am the artistic director of the Flowertown Underground, and
cool.
I'm sure having Jeremy on the show, he's kind of explained that position. But for those who don't know, it's kind of you were sort of in charge of like essentially the artistic vision of the theater, or there's artistic directors for like museums and stuff like that. It's the creative direction. And so for this season specifically, we had sorry.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I know we're intimidated.
We're very emotional here.
I know. I feel it, brother, too. I feel it. I'm gonna cry, man. Don't you cry. I'm gonna do it.
Have you noticed Batman staring?
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, so when I was choosing these shows, it became a option of like, what do I want this space to be? Because like I feel like I know I said that the Underground was a place for more edgier theater, but when we started renovating the space, I want to show people the potential of the theater itself. So it's not just like I wanted people to see what actually we had to offer them. Yeah.
All right. Now, when how do you open up your audition process to? I mean, if you're trying to go for folks who might be out of school, is it in paper, online, friends?
I think we sort of start. We have production meetings and we sort of establish our rehearsal process first, like how many weeks we want, and so. From that, we then move back, like we kind of work backwards and look at our audition date, so that we can give enough time to rehearse. And usually we have auditions held on our website at flowertownplayers.org, flowertownplayers.org/underground if you're interested in underground shows. And then we also share them on Facebook and through emails and stuff like that. So you guys, any of the listeners are interested in auditioning, feel free to check Facebook, do all that stuff, like Flowertown Underground on Facebook and the Flowertown Players.
Do you ever try to get them to fight to the death to see who gets the main part? I think.
And when can I show up for that?
Yeah.
That's an interesting idea. Flowertown Underground presents Hunger Games. I'm kind of down for it. Like,
all right,
Underground. To me, now that kind of incites some sort of a fight.
Definitely Fight Club vibes.
I agree.
Yes.
That's my first thought. Yes.
So we should say quickly, we've just had an addition to the group. Welcome and introduce yourself. I'm sorry,
Nick, you're so terrible host.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Jordan Stauffer. I play Juror 8 in 12 Angry Men.
Excellent. So you are one of the 12, but an angry female.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
well, that's okay.
Well, I don't know.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think of the play?
Yes.
I think it's very interesting. It's been a really fun process. It's one of those shows that means something. You know, there are shows that are comic and they're tons of fun to be at, but 12 Angry Men is one of those shows that makes you think, whether you're in the cast like I am or whether you're in the audience.
Nice.
Did you have you seen it before you acted in it?
I had. I saw it in college. I wanted to be in it, but I was not available at the time when they were performing it.
Oh.
So I saw it and really enjoyed it, and really liked this role. So then when I saw that they were doing this with Flowertown Underground, I wanted to audition, and I was very excited when I got Juror 8. It's an important...
Yeah.
Did you audition for Juror 8 or just Juror in general?
Juror in general.
All right. I like that.
I'll take anything, but I want 8.
Yes.
Wow. Now, were you a part of... Do you sit upon the board of auditions like, all right, next?
Kind of a little bit for this show specifically because it's such an ensemble piece. I mean, Juror 8, I would say, is the main character, but everyone else is like very equal in their parts. It became a process of just, I would be like, I need like 5 group of people to come in and read this scene because it's very hard to be like, that's Juror 5 or that's Juror 1 because you would have to like essentially print out the entire script and be like, all right, all the Juror 1s, you're going to read pages 15, 22, 8.
That would take forever.
Yeah. So that was kind of the process I had. And then I had a couple of monologues from the show, which I had people read to kind of get a better sense. But yeah.
So let's get to know Jordan. That I'm always interested in what people do for auditions. So did you read a page from the play, or did you do a different monologue? What was your audition?
I had a couple of different things. I didn't prepare anything coming in because it was a cold read where he gives you lines or scenes from the play to read. So the first thing I did was I was in a group of 5, and I did actually read Juror 8 first, I believe.
Nice.
And so we had just, we ran through it a couple of times just ourselves, and then we walked into the room where Dan was sitting awkwardly, I guess, waiting for us. It was awkward for me, I should say, walking in like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
And so we read through that a couple of times. He asked us to try a couple different things. And then I think I read a monologue, one of the ones. It was for Juror 10, however. It was a very angry monologue.
Yeah.
He's the angriest of the angry men.
Absolutely super angry.
And then maybe once or twice more I read a scene.
I can't wait to see this, because now that we're talking about which one is more angry than the other, I'm excited.
There's a contest at the end, so we rank them.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
We get votes from the audience. Please rank your angriest juror.
Really?
No.
Well, that makes it fun.
I wish I could win. I don't think
Do you get yourself hyped up by watching a lot of bad television to get yourself angry before you go in, or what? I mean, how do you find yourself angry?
Well, my character thinks highly of herself compared to everybody else because she is the one who thinks that there's a lot going on that not everyone in the rest of the play, they don't think that there's anything worth talking about. My character thinks there's a lot worth talking about, and so I think everyone else is an idiot, and that's where I get my anger from because I'm just like, why don't you want to talk about this? This is important.
Yeah.
And then they all look at me like I'm the idiot. I'm like, it's lots of fun.
For ritual, do all of you drink Red Bull or Monster drinks, Monster Energy, to really just get amped up for this? Like,
No, we just sit backstage in a very small room. And we can't come out for half an hour because that's when the audience is out there getting in their spots, and so we're kind of stuck back there, and that just gets our energy up. We don't need any Red Bull.
Good.
And then I turn the AC off, and then
That
that
too. That
There
too.
you
You do?
Method acting.
Oh, what a jerk.
Oh, man. That's great.
I'd be like, I'm getting pissed off in here. Let's just show over.
It's like Ghostbusters, where he's turning the heat up.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing here, by the way.
Yeah.
So the
Get
longer
ready.
we're-
We
the
just
longer
want
we're
to
in
see
here,
how
the
angry you
more,
really get.
Oh,
the more
man.
heated it's going to get in
As
here.
the director, we want to see what you're
I just
capable of doing.
just release some spiders or something like that. Let's.
Well, he's having us method act because one of the small plot points in the show is that the AC is not working in our juror room. And so the AC goes off and it gets kind of hot in there.
Wow.
So
Well, was this your first time acting for the Underground?
for Underground, yes. I'd done one other play with Flowertown before, but that was the main stage.
Wow. How's your experience been so far?
It's been really fun. I like we're doing the show in the round in their new. Is it called the Studio, Dan?
Yeah,
is that what they call it?
The official name is now the Studio.
Okay.
It was originally when we first purchased the building. The name they had for it was the Annex, and studio just sounds it's a lot cooler.
It does sound cool.
Yeah.
So that's been fun.
That's what we call this bedroom, a studio. Welcome to the studio, AOK Studios number 2.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah. It is studio number 2 because the first one I had was in a different house. So there you go.
Bam. That's some backstory.
peeling back the curtain.
We went to a liberal arts college that was quite well known for its theater program.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we had a black box, and
Yeah.
we were in a rock band that was a class.
Yeah.
Interesting enough, and we actually got to perform in the black box once. Really cool.
A couple times. We did a 90s concert in there.
Yeah,
and,
really cool show. I love these type of theaters, though. I mean, like you were saying earlier, it really lends itself well to
Anything.
Yeah.
Nice tight audience.
Yeah.
Everybody's just kind of on top of
There's
you.
a lot of
but-
variety with where you can put the audience. It's been really fun. We're doing it in the round. I'm sure you said that earlier.
Yeah.
And something I didn't realize until we started performing on Friday was that it feels like the audience is there in the juror room with us, and it wasn't something I considered. But I'm sure they feel like they are sitting at the table with us, which must be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want. I mean, you don't have to give too much away about the show, but I'm curious. Is the entire thing take place in the juror room, or is some of it also the courtroom?
It's all in the juror room. We walk in right after we've been dismissed.
Right. Okay.
All the evidence has been presented, and all we're doing is discussing.
Okay. Very cool.
And coming to a verdict.
I would say originally in the script there are scenes where they go into the washroom and stuff like that, but in this to save the sort of space in the round, it felt better to just include everything in the juror room, so it's there's no break from anything, even when there are breaks, if that makes sense.
Right. Wow. That's wild. Now, so let's again take a step back. I know there was weather issues.
Yes.
This was supposed to have started a little bit ago, right?
Yeah.
So what was the delay? What is the schedule now?
All right. Well, the delay was because hurricanes are dumb. They are super
I got a
dumb.
week vacation out of it. I don't know about you guys, but
Yeah, me too.
Admittedly, the vacation was fun, but I can't help waking up on Friday morning when Florence made landfall and our place just got a light drizzle.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
I was
Definitely.
gonna say it wasn't a fun vacation for me because nothing was open.
Yeah, right.
We're here and it's barely raining.
Well, you
outside.
should have
couldn't
gone
do
to
anything.
Florida. That's where we
Apparently
went.
I should have.
We went
Everybody
to
went to
St.
Disney World, is
Augustine.
what
He
I
went to
saw.
Orlando. It was a
That's
great
right.
time down there. 94 degrees.
Ended up with so the funny thing is I had a vacation this week planned at Disney, which was prepaid, so I still went. And so we went last week as well.
Twice,
so I ended up
got
with 2 weeks at Disney World.
Honestly, 2 weeks at Disney World, that sounds like the dream. Right
You know, the
there.
funny thing
a
was,
lot.
though, when we left, we had to come back to work on Monday and Tuesday, and we went back. On the way back Sunday, you would have thought you were in South Carolina because every car had a South Carolina license plate. It was wild. I've lived in Charleston. I'm from here originally, moved away, came back. I've been here almost 10 years consecutively, and I have not, in that span, evacuated for any of the number of hurricanes that have come through. But this one, I thought, no. Sounds like we should go.
Yeah.
Well,
Category 4 doesn't sound very fun.
I was very wrong.
Funnily enough, this is the first one where I committed to not evacuating. And
Yeah.
I was like, the last 2 hurricanes that we made, that was made a big deal over, wasn't really that much. So I was like, I'm going to stay here. And then it got stronger. I was like, oh, man.
They're like, it's coming our way
Yeah.
at 3 miles an hour.
Yeah. The slowest monster ever.
Yeah. Thankfully, at least for South Carolina, it turned out to be not super terrible.
Yeah,
Which is,
just mainly, I think, Myrtle
North-
Beach. And,
North
but,
Carolina got pounded.
yeah, and
absolutely.
it was serious up there for
Yeah.
sure.
absolutely.
But so this actually did delay the start of the show, though, right?
Yes.
Did.
So we originally were going to open last week, or I guess the week before last week now. It was going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then that got delayed, so we pushed it back to a Friday, Saturday show this week. And then this upcoming week we are doing Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and these shows are at 7 p.m. and then we have a Sunday show at 3 p.m.
Okay. And
So-
is that the end?
Yes, that's
wow.
The end.
Yeah,
It's quick, huh?
yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
crazy.
It feels like I feel like we were practicing the show for 2 years, but like in a good way. It just feels
Yeah.
like it's crazy once you realize like you're almost done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much time you put into it. Mhm.
Yeah.
So then you said you did Friday, so you've had 3 shows, right? Or
We've had 2. We were supposed to have 3 shows for the opening weekend, but then we didn't get.
Yeah.
We couldn't get the space on Sunday because somebody else already had it before the
right.
hurricane.
Yeah.
It was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
we
a
now
whole
have 4 this coming
scheduling
weekend.
thing.
Losers,
Yeah,
I hope
okay.
they're listening.
Yeah.
You suck. No, no.
It's a kid show. It's
Oh.
okay.
Oh,
It's a kid show
okay.
that's based on our show,
Yeah,
actually.
it's,
So it's
12
super
angry
cool.
children.
Yeah.
12 angry pigs, actually.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
They're putting
You're
the
not
big bad wolf
joking.
on trial. No, I'm serious.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, there you go.
All right. Well, we all lose. We lose that time.
Oh gosh.
Now, have you done other? Is this your first show with Flowertown? Have you done other shows?
She well, you did the real, not the real
I've
one.
done the main stage.
The main
show.
stage.
Yeah, that was a couple
Woo.
years ago.
Right.
And funnily enough, I didn't direct that show, but I assistant directed that show. It was Mousetrap, which is a murder
Christie.
mystery. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Fun.
All right, I like that.
Yeah.
I went to a dinner show one time that was a murder mystery dinner show in Nashville. It was horrible. But they had these. It was like your waiters were different people in the mystery,
yeah.
and they came in and gave you food and then told you part of the story. It was terrible.
Yeah.
So
That's
anyway,
too bad.
Yeah.
there you go.
I mean, those,
Sorry,
You guys ever think about doing something like that?
don't do that.
well, I actually, I did. There was this thing for the long time called like Murder on the Carolina Express or something like that.
It wasn't in Nashville,
Carolina
right? So.
Queen. No, it was here. It
Okay,
was,
I haven't seen that one. I'm sure it was great.
it was a murder mystery. Like, I guess afternoon, because I don't know if they ever provided them dinner, but it was on a boat. So it's like even
Yeah.
if you hate it, you're like stuck.
You're
like,
stuck, right?
The only option is to drown
Captive
yourself.
audience.
Yeah. Which it was an interesting experience. I'll tell you what. Like, I have never done anything like that before, and like, I was just kind of like, I originally came in thought, oh, I'm just gonna act some scenes and that'll be it. And then they're like, no, you have to talk to people in character. And I was like,
Oh,
Bummer.
I already don't like this.
yeah. Okay, so now you've upgraded
yeah.
to the Flowertown.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I tell you, I have enjoyed every show I've seen there, and hopefully we can get to this one this weekend as well.
Absolutely.
So I've really enjoyed, and it's been great having the Flowertown come in and talk to us and get to meet the acts. They sang for us last time. That was pretty cool, too. So
I mean, we can sing for you if that's what
Well,
you're.
yeah.
I mean, if that's what you guys
Are
do.
you
Yeah.
hinting at that?
if it's about jurors, then
Yeah.
go for it.
I
No.
love it. How many weeks did you take to prepare?
Yeah.
It was about a I think a 6-week rehearsal schedule. I think I settled on. We did 6 week, and then it was Monday through Thursday for the most part.
Wow. Okay.
How many hours a day?
Yeah.
About 3.
Wow.
I kind of I stole this from a couple of other directors of mine. Actually, Eric Brower from Next to Normal was one of them, and then his wife Allison. They both have this idea of start at 7 and then finish at 10, but like regardless of what time you come in, like say you come in and there's a traffic jam and like you come in at 7:30, you never go past 10. And like I've kind of adapted that to my sort
Nice.
of
We appreciate it.
yeah.
Yeah, so I've always been. I'm curious as well because when you're talking about community theater, people obviously have jobs or going to school, or so. How do you mix it with your daily life?
Daily life.
Yeah.
Well, I come home from work and I take a nap in preparation,
Yeah,
and then stay up late. I guess.
yeah, okay,
What do you do for work?
yeah,
I work at Chick-fil-A,
nice.
but I also run a musical theater company for homeschoolers in the area.
Wow, that's
cool.
crazy. Very cool.
So both jobs.
Okay,
Do you get free food for Chick-fil-A?
yeah,
If you're working
Yeah.
okay.
within reason.
So
Yeah.
then
Oh,
you,
yeah.
So you
Not
stack it.
unlimited food. They take 40 chicken nuggets
Yeah.
home
I
and
wish,
6
man.
burgers.
That'd
You
be
get to stuff some sandwiches while you're working
Yeah.
and then go home with it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
cool.
I've been fascinated with the whole standing outside of the window thing and giving out the food at Chick-fil-A.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah.
What's that like?
Busy.
Is it annoying or?
I don't find it so. No.
Chick-fil-A is the only person, in my opinion, who could do something like that, which is inherently inefficient, but somehow make it much faster and better. And I guess it's just all the people that work there. Like there's like 150 people working.
Yeah,
in
something
there.
like that.
I mean,
Oh my
it's
God.
unbelievable.
One
The
for
first
each
time-
of the people in line.
The first time I saw this, I said to myself, "This can't possibly work." But then I go through the line a couple times, like, "Well, this is pretty nice. This would not work at McDonald's."
No.
Say, well,
They don't want it to work at McDonald's. They're like, our ice cream machine's broken. Go away.
Yes.
That's always.
Absolutely.
Get out of our driveway. No, okay.
How about you?
Yeah.
Like preparing for the show, or where do I work?
No, where do you work?
Where do you work, man?
I don't know who
So
you are.
funnily enough, I work in the same Chick-fil-A that Jordan does.
Oh, man.
So,
This is
like,
awesome.
Whoa.
So,
So I'd like some
yeah.
sandwiches and nuggets.
Yeah.
No,
Waffle fries,
awesome.
please.
He's the one to talk to.
Oh, yeah?
He works in the kitchen.
Oh, you do?
Hey,
in the
hey,
kitchen.
I like that. Very
He
cool.
makes it all.
Yeah, I make it all, and they give it out to the customers, and together we form a team.
That is so cool.
I love it. I love it.
This message is brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I
Don't
hope
you-
so. Yeah, Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, if you'd like to
Let's
sponsor
jump on
the show.
down. We really want a Batmobile,
Yeah.
just like you
It
guys.
seems to be the only day that I want Chick-fil-A is Sunday.
Yeah,
So
I think they do that on purpose.
yeah, I know that they do.
it's to drive up that line.
It makes you want to come back on Monday.
In my lifetime, I've gone to Chick-fil-A's probably more on Sunday than any other day, and I'm like,
It's the
every
exclusive,
time.
it's the exclusive nature of it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they won't allow me to go.
Yeah.
Well, now I want to go.
Really
Like,
ridiculous.
just gonna go sit outside the door
Yeah.
until Monday morning.
People do that?
When we open at 5:45, there are people waiting in drive-thru.
Really?
Unreal.
And they're mad.
Unreal.
No.
Like, what is your problem?
Yeah.
They are ready and waiting.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's like the Apple Store effect, where it's just people will line up for this because it's just that good.
Yeah,
It's true.
absolutely.
You know, at the Apple Store, because the new phones and stuff launched on Friday, I kind of hang out around there. Officially,
Sometimes.
non-officially. People are like, because they have a reservation system where you reserve what time you come to get your phone, and people are just sitting in line. They're like, no, you can go home now. You got your time. You can come back at 5 o'clock. Your
Nope.
phone's reserved.
I don't believe it.
Nope, I know. I'm sitting here. I'm waiting. Okay,
I got a tent, buddy. I'm ready.
Yeah. You don't need a tent.
Yeah.
Just relax.
Yeah. Well, that's incredible.
yeah.
So you work together, and then you work together in the
Yeah.
evenings as well.
So do you ever get sick of each other? I
yeah.
think
Entirely too much.
Yeah,
Dan.
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Just hate each other.
you're just like, do you give notes? You're like cooking, and you're like, you really sucked at practice last night. And you're like, yeah, your burgers suck,
Burgers.
or your
Offended.
chicken sandwich. Your chicken sandwiches suck.
Derek,
Okay.
those are fighting words.
I know. I'm sorry. Eat
Speaking
more
of the
chicken.
Hunger Games.
Eat more chicken.
I don't want to continue to harp on Chick-fil-A, but
I know.
my
Sorry.
favorite Chick-fil-A billboard is in Orlando. They have the cows on a roller coaster around the billboard.
Oh, that's
That's
cool.
fun.
I love it. It says the funnest ride is chicken. I've never ridden a chicken.
Yeah.
I'm sure they love talking about work.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, so
great.
anyway, back to the show
It's really good.
that we're here to. I'm
Have to be there
sorry.
at 5:30
Yeah.
in the
What are we
morning. Thanks for
promoting?
bringing that up.
We're promoting Chick-fil-A or 12 Angry Men, Nick?
It's both.
Maybe they're donating money. I don't know.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah, why not?
if you're hungry, you know.
No, we just like to get to know our guests a
Yes.
little bit, and if there's drama involved, then we want to know about it.
Yeah.
So,
It's true.
Yep.
Every band, every person that comes on there, that's our big thing. It's just,
Yeah.
all right, so
Yeah.
give us the best mean story.
Well, I obviously see myself as the John Lennon of the group, and I think Jordan
Whoa.
here is the Paul McCartney, I guess.
well, I like this.
Yes.
Paul
Okay.
McCartney?
So
Yeah.
who's Ringo?
Yeah. Yeah.
They may or may not hear this broadcast.
Yeah. I would love to hear it, though.
That would be Chick-fil-A. How about that?
Oh,
Okay.
the
All right.
Ringo.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Chick-fil-A, if you'd like to sponsor the show, we'll kick him out right now.
So what are your so what things you looking at after 12 Angry Men? What's next?
Yeah.
For you guys.
For the Underground specifically, we do a lot of special events and cabaret nights, I guess I would call them. So before this show opened, we had an opening weekend of the new studio building. Yeah, they're going to beat me up with tire irons when I get back to the theater.
Gosh.
We were opening
serious.
the new studio building that was newly renovated, and we did a weekend of... Our first night was a musical miscast, which for those listening who don't really understand that, that's when in shows, there are certain character types, and if you don't fit that character type, you're probably not going to ever get a chance to play that character.
Good.
Oh.
And so a musical miscast allows people who wouldn't normally play a certain character to like sing a song or perform as that character if it were.
So if I wanted to be the Little Mermaid, this is my chance.
This is your chance.
I was Ursula.
Really?
Yeah.
How was that?
Oh man, it's the best. She's the greatest villain of all time.
Oh
I love
yeah,
her.
she's pretty good.
Oh yeah. And then
Poor unfortunate souls.
Yeah, I know. She really kind of got the short end of the stick, though. There, no pun intended.
Yeah.
But
Hey, that was good. That was good, Nick.
good.
This guy likes Disney.
I do.
Hey.
I do what I
I mean,
can.
you went for Disney.
Yeah.
You went to
We
Disney
wanna
World
thank
for
the-
2 weeks.
The 12 Angry Pigs.
I know.
Thanks for coming.
I can't get it. I can't get myself out of it. It's going to be another week or two.
And then I guess to continue on from that, our second night was like it's a show that was developed by one of our board members, Katie Foster. It's called the Stay Up Late Show. It's essentially like a comedy show, and so the first half you get comedians or people who are just generally funny to do some sort of comedy-based routine, whether it's stand-up or just a couple of sketches or something like that. And the second, it turns into more of a panel-style show, kind of almost like this setup. And like they do questions like they do. I can't. Are we allowed to curse on this? Is this?
We're on the internet.
Yeah, you'll be
okay.
all right.
Okay, so pardon my language, but they did a version of Fuck, Marry, Kill where it's like,
My God.
yeah, I know, right? Jeez. They did that. They had like a fishbowl where audience members could ask questions, and the idea was like after they did, like they would be able to argue over these questions. So it was like, it's called no gray area. So the idea would be like, are you a cat person or a dog person? Why? And then the panel would be like, cats are good. No, dogs are good. No, you're an idiot. Like that type
I like
of
this.
thing.
I
It was
Sounds
great.
fun.
Drama.
And for this first show, because it was September, we did it. It was an LGBT Pride themed show, and it was a really good turnout. We raised some money for I believe the charity was We Are Family. It helps LGBT youth who are displaced from their home by their parents, like help find them places to stay and also like jobs and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a really cool experience that opening night. And we are planning to do more cabarets and stuff like that in the future. So, keep an eye on that Facebook page.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I have to say, like I said, I wasn't really aware until we met with Courtney and Jeremy of the Underground.
Yeah.
This is fascinating. I definitely.
I think this season specifically is about finding our identity, or at least establishing it. Because I do think we've had it's been hard to sort of create our own separate brand. That was still under the Underground, like the Flowertown Players like umbrella, but it's also like I feel like we are providing a different style of theater than what people are normally used to.
Yeah. You're saying edgier, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy performing in the studio as opposed to the main stage?
It's different for sure. I have enjoyed it. It's not usual to have the audience as close to you as all that, but having the audience all the way around has been really interesting. Actually, I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. I can imagine. I can imagine it feels very. It's one thing when you can look out straight in front of you and imagine everybody in their underwear. You're good to go. But when they're behind you, what do you do?
Yeah.
Well, you can. I always call it like a wall of light. When you're on the stage and the audience is only out there. At some point the light doesn't cover them anymore,
right,
so you can't see them. You can pretend they're not there, not there at all, and you cannot do that in our in the show the way we're doing it.
I mean, funnily enough, Friday night,
oh my gosh,
we were given very clear evidence that was not the case. So Friday night we opened the show like normal, came in, did a speech and stuff like that, and this lady came in and she clearly pre-gamed the show.
Oh my God.
She clearly was very not very not sober, and and
Who
she also
pre-games 12 Angry Men?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
She felt like everybody was going to be very angry.
Yeah.
Honestly, part of me kind of admires that.
She was ready.
Imagine
It's not a tailgating party. I mean, come on, okay.
Imagine pre-gaming like Schindler's List or something like that. You're here to be like serious.
Oh my
and stuff.
God.
Yeah.
But so she came in and like she just, I guess she thought it was like a dinner theater, like kind of like you were mentioning, where like you could say stuff to the actors and shout out suggestions. So this really emotional point in Act 1, like the end of Act 1. It's like this really good climax, and it's like emphasized with a nice silence at the end of it to sort of show like how bad it is. And so we get to this point, it's all good, and it's like the best it's ever been, and I'm really excited. And then there's a silence, and we hear this lady go, "Not nice." Not nice. And she just yelled that for like 5 times. It was great.
It was definitely interesting. It was one of those things where luckily she started really early on before like the real dialogue started happening, so we knew like that we had to stay focused, or she would, you know, we would lose our lines or lose our place in the scene, and so we were really focused. It was that was good. I mean,
sure,
it was a testament to them, because like I would have punched her.
Like, how did your patience go with that?
Because you're already angry.
I kind of had, exactly. I just do your best to ignore her, because if you acknowledge her at all, then maybe she'll get louder. You know, maybe she'll cause a scene and be worse than she is now.
Can't you ask them to leave? Like,
that's the problem with the space the way it is.
The space. I would have had to like be like, "Excuse me, guys, I need to ask this." Like I would have been like that to the actors, and it was very hard. But thankfully, so she had that outburst in Act 1, and then in Act 2, she was like, "Nah, I'm out of this," and went to sleep. So
snoring pretty loudly still, but that's better than talking.
Oh my god!
But you know, it's a happy ending.
No. Who is this person?
For her sake, she'll be remain unnamed. I
So, but
guess.
you guys know her?
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay. But you knew. Well, that's weird that you know her name now. Well, they found out about you. You're going down. Wow.
I went and saw Deadpool 2 with someone who had done the same thing.
I can't. God,
that's the best.
So she was catcalling Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, he can't hear you
throughout the movie.
And also, that's the worst movie to catcall Ryan Reynolds, because he's all disformed and ugly. Like,
it was horrifying.
Look underneath, Dan.
No, you can't do that.
And she was further up in the seats than me too, so it was really bad.
Oh my god! How many people can fit in the underground?
So for this show specifically, we have 61 seats.
Okay.
So very intimate.
It can change depending on the structure of the show. I knew I wanted enough seats to create an in the round thing, and so we ended up using more than normal. But I would say generally for an underground show, it would be anywhere between 50 to, I think we've had crowds of like 70 or 80, which is an interesting like.
Now, do you have you have like bleachers that come up off the stage, or you have seats? Or how do you do the seats?
So we have we have 3 risers. We could only fit 2 of them in there for aesthetic reasons, which, by the way, the risers were donated graciously by another theater, Fifth Wall Productions. So just give them a nice little shout out there.
Ding, ding.
If they would like to sponsor the show.
I got you, buddies. So we have essentially, so if I could maybe verbally draw a layout, it would be like you have 2 risers on the ends of the stage, and then in a like rink sort of formation, you have chairs connecting the 2.
Very cool.
How long did it take you to learn your lines?
Oh gosh. Well, I don't even. When did we start? What was
2 or 3 hours before the show?
I probably studied them pretty seriously for like 2 weeks, but we had spent time in rehearsal before that, so I had a pretty solid idea of what mostly I needed to say at any given point. But it probably took me about 2 weeks sitting down and looking at it daily to have it word for word, to the point where I wasn't worried I was going to forget exactly how to say it, because it matters exactly how I say my line for the person who follows me, and there are a lot of lines that are very similar. So you got to say it just right this time, so you're giving them just the right cue for this time and not for the next time.
Right.
We don't want to jump 15 minutes into the show.
And I would commend all my actors on that too, because this is such a hard show. Like traditionally when you do a stage play, your stuff's broken down into scenes, so you can go like, when you're on scene 1, you know the lines for scene 1, but this show, especially with taking out that intermission, it's just text from beginning to end. You have to kind of create your own scenes, and so it was amazing to watch it like all come together, and I mean, it's phenomenal. It's a really good job.
Like I said, this kind of show is very cool, I think, because you really get to know the people just because they're sitting around talking. So, yeah, that's
You
fascinating.
find out what makes them tick. What things do they think are the most important part about the case?
That's right.
Because we never learn anybody's names. We learn maybe a little bit about what the characters do, what their jobs are, but mainly you learn what matters to them about the case.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
Everybody has a different...
the prejudice of it. Yeah, I mean, because people have different perspectives. Some people like judge this person immediately, like this guy's guilty as crap.
Yeah.
So let's kill him.
Well, and one of the more interesting things, we discussed this last night. We went out after the show and we discussed this, but I felt like it was really interesting that like every character, like there's like several pieces of evidence throughout the show that get introduced and talked about. And every character like has a different piece of evidence where they're like, this is the one, like this is how he's guilty, or this is why I now think he's not guilty. It's a very interesting idea. It's not just we don't flip one evidence and then everyone goes, wow, all right,
There's
that's
the
it.
case.
Oh, all right.
End of the show.
That was about 5 minutes. Let's go.
Can't just decide in 5 minutes.
Not juror 8. No way.
Nope.
Nope. She's not letting it happen.
She's the hero.
No.
all right, well, we have something very fun to do. So before we do it, go ahead and promote the show real quick. Where can they get tickets? Where can they find out about the remaining shows and so on?
Awesome. So you can go to flowertownunderground.org to get tickets for the show. Also look us up on Facebook, Flowertown Players and the Flowertown Underground. The remaining shows we have, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which those shows start at 8. Doors open 7:30. And then a Sunday show at 3 p.m. And tickets are $15.
Nice. Very cool. Well, I didn't tell you guys this in advance. But you're about to go head to head.
Oh, geez.
Yes. I look forward to these.
Now, I have to be very honest with you. Normally, I will do these quizzes for our guests beforehand.
Okay.
But I don't know anything about this topic, and so I didn't.
All right.
So we're not going to know the right answers until we do it.
Yeah.
So get excited. This is Stage Directing for Dummies.
Stage directing for dummies. Oh, man.
The game is simple. You're going to tell me the answer, and when it's over, I'm going to do the quiz, and then we'll find out if it's right. I don't know. I'm sorry.
All right.
But it's going to make it much more fun. So here we go. We'll just find out who knows most, I guess, later. So, Derek, if you want to chime in on the answers, you can as well.
I don't know if I should.
I don't either.
They're geniuses. I'm not a professional.
I'm excited about this. This is
Me
gonna be
too.
great.
Me too.
I'm excited until I realize, like, I answer all my questions and they're wrong. And I'm like, maybe I'm not great.
Oh, man.
Okay, so I read a couple of these questions, and I thought, this sounds hilarious. Let's do it. All right. So, number one, if you're ready. All right, I'm going to read the question. There's 4 choices.
All
right, so number one, a lot of first-time actors don't realize that they are hard to hear and see when they turn their backs to the audience. What is a quote-unquote rule of thumb to keep actors open to the audience? These answers could be: always keep one hand pointed toward the wings, put arrows on the stage floor, stay as far upstage as possible at all times, or keep one foot pointed towards the audience at all times. And this show, I can't imagine.
That's true.
So, I don't think I've ever heard any of those things. I think personally, not in the answers, but my answer would be keeping your body turned towards the audience. It's not that hard. But
I would say D.
Okay,
that does that.
So the 1 foot pointed towards the audience. Okay,
Yeah.
I like it.
D and D.
All right, hey.
I like the answer option though,
I
about
have-
staying as far away from the audience
Yeah.
as possible,
Right,
because
yeah.
that'll do it for you.
Yeah.
That'll really
I
help.
have no idea who wrote this. So it could be someone who knows nothing about stage directing. I don't know.
It's the internet, guys. It's probably true.
That's
maybe
right.
Steven Spielberg. Maybe this is like
Could be. Could be. Maybe it's James Cameron.
yeah.
All right. He is the greatest pioneer. All right.
Yeah.
Number 2. Many new actors have trouble memorizing their lines. What is a good way to memorize a script?
Chick-fil-A.
Yes, that's one. No. The answers could be: read the script just before going to bed, and again when you wake up. Write the script out over and over and over again. All of these are good techniques. Or read the script out loud over and over again?
So, me personally,
Yeah.
I would probably say write the script and read the script out loud.
Okay.
I don't write the script normally, but I've known several actors who, like, that's how they get their lines down. But, like, to me, it's about hearing stuff. And, like, I know memorization-wise, when I hear stuff, I can usually input it better, I guess.
I'm going to go with all of them.
Okay.
'Cause-
Now, all of them includes
A and B.
A and B, but not the out loud
Oh.
reading.
Well, scratch that then.
I know.
don't
I'm sorry.
What a weird
It's a weird answer. I didn't write this.
This is your guys' reputation. I
Look,
mean,
this
this
is
is on
Also,
you.
talk out loud.
This is also stage directing for dummies. So maybe
Yeah,
this is-
right. We're all learning.
Maybe these are the wrong answers. I don't know.
Who would be like these two, but not that one? Like,
I think I would read it out loud too, Derek.
I would probably read it out
Yeah,
loud.
so we're going to go with read the script out loud over and over again. All right, moving on. There's 10 questions. Some actors are hard to hear because they just aren't speaking loudly enough. Which of these is not a possible physical contributor to this problem? This is okay. Keeping too much tension in your body. Not opening your mouth widely enough. Playing too small of a role. Or not breathing from your diaphragm.
Definitely see.
Which is this? Okay.
playing too small of a role. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's the only way.
Yeah.
And this is for dummies, so...
I mean, I'm going with D,
all
but
right, here we
hey,
go. Number 4. If you want to feature an actor in the place the audience will look first in the United States, where should you direct the actor to stand? I guess this is different in Europe. I don't know. All right, so if you want to feature an actor in the place the audience will look first, where do you tell them to stand? Center stage, downstage right, upstage, or downstage left?
It says in the United States.
It's
Like that's
it
an
says in the
important
United
clue?
States. I guess so.
I think
we're-
Is it like a downstage right thing because then the audience sees them left, like left to
yeah,
right, or is
like-
that thinking way too
No,
hard about it?
I think that's what it is. It's like a reading thing because I know directing for camera, like you always want to put things camera right first because like the audience has a tendency to look right, like or no,
Left to right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the tendency to read it, and so maybe when they say in the United States, because I know like Japan has a different way.
Yeah, right.
of-
They read opposite.
Yeah,
okay,
right to left.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
Right, yeah.
So downstage,
Ooh.
downstage,
Downstage.
right, downstage right.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? That's very interesting.
Yeah.
now I'm
you
very
guys
excited
really
to hear
broke that
yeah.
down. Whoa, that's
I like
good.
It. That's why we. That's why
Watch
we did
us
this.
all
That
be
one wasn't
wrong.
for dummies.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hope we got that answer right
Ooh,
because
if
also
that's
I'm gonna
the
look,
only
we're gonna
one.
look
I know.
like huge idiots.
That's why you're here.
We're the dummies, Dan. We're the
Here
dummies.
to the echo, we're trying to
Twist
instruct.
all-
Yeah, you
off.
never know what you're going to get when you come in this studio. Okay. Number 5. Directors need to tell students to go places like to hell. No, just kidding.
Yeah, kind of.
No, sorry. The directors need to tell students to go places like upstage and downstage. Why were those why were those directions named up and down? And here are the possibilities. In Greek times, the words up and back were synonymous. Stages used to be built on a ramp. People used to jump up and down in the back part of the stage. Or theater people like to use different words to confuse non-theater people.
Part of me wants to go
D,
D.
D is absolutely true.
Yeah,
it's not the right answer, but it's still true.
I believe that.
It's the ramp one.
Yeah.
Really? Stages used to be built on a ramp.
Or, well, what do they call it? Rake.
Yeah, something like that. Well, and it's
I didn't
funnily
know
enough-
that.
See, non-theater people, you didn't know.
Yeah,
No,
so
I
it's-
didn't know.
The words.
We're musicians.
That's
if
true.
I-
That's true. We went to a very popular theater school, but we
Yeah.
went for music.
We need to stand flat-footed.
If I remember correctly, part of the reason why it's a ramp is because if they had live animals on the stage, like they would use the bathroom, and so all that stuff.
Oh,
would
very
come to
interesting.
the-
Oh, I don't think I've ever heard that.
Wow!
Wow.
Now I hope it's true. So
Did you
Well-
just make that up?
It's logical, though.
Yeah.
We'll keep it.
yeah.
D?
Okay.
Offering
So,
true history.
feces running through the streets. No.
Well, sounds about right.
All right,
Yeah.
we're going with the
Shakespeare.
ramp. Number 6. Which of these steps is necessary before a young cast and crew rehearse on a stage? And the answers could be The cast and crew need to learn safety rules. Wait a minute. Both of these are necessary. Okay, here's the two answers, and then there's a both or neither. All right, so hold on.
Here we go.
The two are the cast and crew need to learn safety rules. The cast and crew need to learn courtesy guidelines. Both are correct. Neither is correct.
I'm going to go neither is correct. No, I'm kidding.
I guess it's both. I don't see why it would be one and not the other. But
Yeah, like,
This is America.
like you have to be courteous, but go ahead, put some forks in some sockets, just go wild.
It's theater.
Climb on stuff.
Could be. All right, 3 questions left. We're going with both.
Yeah.
Number 7. Or 4 questions, sorry. Many theater people have superstitions about what you can and cannot do in a theater. Which of these is not a common superstitious practice around a stage? People may not say the word Macbeth. Someone must perform a cartwheel across the stage 5 minutes before curtain time.
Always.
Actors may not whistle on or off stage. Pinch an actor just before going on stage.
I was waiting for the
Okay.
break a leg or something,
So-
but
I know, this is tough.
So I'm going to go ahead and say cartwheel, because if not, we have not been doing
I
these
know,
shows
right?
correctly.
I don't know about pinching either. Though.
yeah.
I've never been.
I would
Never
do
been
that.
pinched?
I would.
Well, it does say pinch an
That's
actor,
good.
so have you pinched an
No.
actor?
No.
Okay.
being
all right.
pinched sucks.
I didn't hear
that's-
about
Who the hell
whistling
does
either
that?
because I've definitely whistled on stage.
What about on
the-
St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah, I mean, but that's just pinching in general. Well, the whistling thing, I think it comes from, and I'm gonna say this again, but I don't know if it's true or not. So I could be just making stuff up. But I think it came from the fact that in theater, a lot of the riggers were sailors, and sailors at that time communicated through whistling. So if you were whistling
interesting.
backstage, you were like confusing calls and stuff like that.
Huh.
Yeah, I think it's got.
I didn't know that either.
I'll go with the cartwheel.
Yeah, it got to be
Cartwheel?
the cartwheel.
All right.
Though,
Cartwheel.
if you're pinching your actors before they go on, you're a jerk. I just want to make that clear.
I pinch all my actors.
like-
Well, whichever one of these is wrong, you're going to have to start doing because you don't pinch or do cartwheels.
Yeah, I
So,
know. Uh-oh.
Maybe that's why that lady came.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
See?
That was the curse.
You come onto the Echo and you get an education.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. All right, here we go.
Free.
All right, moving on. Which of these, when used frequently, can cause long-term damage to vocal cords? Honey, lemon,
I love lemon.
decaffeinated tea, or water? That's true. Then I'm really got a problem.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say lemon.
Lemon. All right.
I always think of lemon because if you ever strain your vocal cords and you put, it's like putting acid on a
Right.
cut. I mean, that's
They say, there are people who say it's great for your voice though.
never.
Yeah,
no, it
that's-
always kills me.
That's a thing. I think I've seen one or two people who've used all of those, and been like, "This is how you
This
do it."
is it.
Well, people
Yeah.
are dumb.
I think I think it's either a tie between lemon or decaffeinated tea, but I'll go with lemon.
All right. Lemon for 5,000.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alex.
I drink tea. Thank you, Trebek.
All right. 2 more. Unless the production is a musical, actors do not need to quote unquote warm up before a show. True or false?
It depends. I think.
If it's not a musical,
If it's not a musical,
I would say
do they need to warm up?
Yeah.
False. Because you might still be moving your body
Yeah.
and need to warm it up.
Or sometimes.
Or you wrap yourself in a blanket, or
Yeah. Sometimes I know.
Something like that.
and eat a pig in a blanket.
yeah, right.
Stretch out.
Yeah. For like really crazy comedies, they might do energy warm ups or something. So you're
Right.
like,
Or just turn the heat up.
I think
Yeah,
we need
just-
something like that.
yeah, maybe we'll start doing it. Cartwheels.
There we go.
warm-ups.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah,
Car-
yeah.
Now,
In
now
that
we
small
Full
back room.
circle.
In that small back
Exactly.
room.
Exactly.
Everyone clear out.
and that's what we call in show business something. All right,
All
moving
right,
on.
moving on.
We're gonna go with false, right?
False.
Yes.
Yes, correct.
Falsing.
Now, what was the word I was trying to go for?
I don't know.
Transition.
Oh,
segue.
Number 10. Also true or false here. Number 10. Last question.
All right.
Since schools are non-profit organizations,
Yeah.
it is not necessary to pay royalties on plays and other materials. You know.
So false.
That
False.
super false.
That is so
Interesting.
false.
Yeah.
Super duper
'Cause
false.
I remember in
makes me really mad.
in high school I was on the tech crew and we did Les Mis, and now I'm wondering if they paid any royalties.
My theater teacher, she was like, that's why they couldn't do half the shows they want to do. Like, it's too expensive. It's like $3,000 to get the rights to do it.
We caught another school. Like, I'm a part of a musical theater program. We caught another school doing the same show as us this past year, and they hadn't paid any royalties for it.
Interesting.
Ooh, did you report them?
Yeah.
Well, we just asked because we had gotten our licenses for it, and we were like, hey, we did, were they supposed to get the show, within the week that we got it? That's not cool. And they're like, what do you mean they're putting on that show?
Yes.
We did. We did. We always had big shows. We did Sweeney Todd. We did Smokey Joe's Cafe. We did Les Mis. And I'm wondering, because they don't have any money over there. I wonder if they paid. Maybe that's why they don't have any money. I don't know.
Musicals are expensive. Like 12 Angry Men, it was $100 per show, which is like, I could do that off of my paycheck, but like, I looked up, like, some of, like, even the
now
more
we know what you make.
Yeah.
No. I'm really struggling if I'm making...
Oh, man, $100.
That would be really sad.
You must not be a very good cook.
Please give me money. This is why I'm on this podcast. No,
Mr.
But, like,
Listen, I hear the Waffle House has openings.
but like musicals cost like thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
like,
I'm sure.
I'm sure. And I know that like you don't put on shows that you don't have the rights to because they'll just cut you off. Like they'll just ban you and like send cease and desist letters. They are very strict about that.
Well, we are down to the answers now.
The lack of music seems ominous.
Oh no!
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, you had to say something.
I feel like we're on Survivor now.
Yeah. Well,
We are. One of you's getting voted out. No. Okay. So you scored 9 out of 10.
Wow.
What did we get wrong?
Now, the average for the score for this quiz, this is a big quiz site that I got this from, and so that, they run tallies. Of
course.
The average score is 8 out of 10, so you're above average.
There we go.
Yeah.
You are not a dummy.
I'll accept above average.
All right, so let's see what their answers were. Number 2 is the one that was wrong. That was many new actors have trouble memorizing their lines, and the correct answer was all. So I think they may have...
Oh, they screwed up.
I think they screwed up the order.
Yeah. Because we would have gotten that right.
Yeah.
You picked it.
I think that might have just been...
You guys would have been 100.
So that was...
Hey.
Hey!
So here you get the...
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, so I apologize. That was must have been a typo.
Nah, it's fine.
Yeah.
All right, so you're not a dummy. Very good.
Give the
I
website
always
name
knew
so we
it.
can...
You guys did it.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
I believed in you.
Very excited
I did.
for you.
I believe.
I would like to thank my mom and dad for this.
Yeah,
What did they do?
They didn't tell me stop when I was like, I'm going to do theater.
Oh, okay. That could have gone several directions.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, you are To the Echo approved for your directing skills. So
Yes,
we'll
congratulations.
go ahead and recommend this show to our
Awesome.
audience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. They know what they're doing.
Good
It
thing we
would be
didn't
a-
know that was writing
Yeah.
on our
Yeah,
answers
yeah.
beforehand.
It would have
Always.
been weird to recommend the show with like
If you,
12
like
Angry Men.
a
These
2
guys
out of
got-
8.
2 out of 10.
2 out of 10. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say anything.
There you go.
There was a bit of a curve on this.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gent here, we really appreciate you coming on the show. This was
Yeah.
really great.
Thank you so
A lot of
much.
fun.
Yeah, it's been fun. Thank
Yeah.
you.
I've enjoyed it a lot. Hopefully we can, come back and do more things.
Well,
yeah, that's fair.
yeah.
We'll think about
Thanks
it.
for coming, but,
We got to
Yeah,
wait and
that's
see how this, tribal, what do they call it?
The
The
tribal
vote.
council.
Tribal council.
I think just because you don't know that, I'm voting you off.
Yeah. This is my house.
But we got 10 out of 10.
That's right. That's true. I didn't know any of them. No, yeah, we're hoping that someone from each show can come this season. We're really excited to have you guys joining us, and thank you very much for coming by.
Yeah,
Definitely.
And spending your Sunday with us.
Yeah,
Awesome.
That's really
and
aggravating.
we wish you well on the final shows.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Hopefully
Thank
we'll
you.
get to see them. I hope so.
Absolutely.
Oh.
All right, well, that being said, you are Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel Rich. I'm the director for 12 Angry Men.
And Jordan Stoffer, Juror 8 in 12 Angry Men.
That's right. I'm Nick O'Kelly.
And I'm Derek Daisy.
It's been To the Echo Radio Show, and we'll see you next time.
All right.